sure. Hey everybody, Eric here with Biz Talk, and I have a very special guest whom we are partnering with at our big event coming up in November. I am here with Jim Ziris. You are the VP of
Hotel Sales.
Hotel Sales. So the VP of Hotel Sales, that's like what we're doing, right? Like event stuff?
Correct, like meetings, conventions, banquets, trade shows, conferences.
Okay, so if I was to, let's say, I wanted to sell something at a Golden Nugget, I don't come see you.
No, well, not really. Golden Nugget we are one of 6 Golden Nuggets throughout the nation. And we trickle up to a corporate entity called Fertitta Enterprises. So that is not only Golden Nugget casinos, but also 600 restaurants under the Landry's umbrella. Okay. And he also owns the Houston Rockets as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they would have to. So some like if I wanted to come sell you toilet paper.
Right. Yeah, a lot of that goes through our corporate office in Houston, but we still support local businesses as well.
Okay. Yeah. And where does that local business support land with you guys? Like here in Atlantic City?
Well, we partner with different agencies, whether it be, I know Gary touched on the Jitney Association, for instance, or local coffee shops, or where we get our food, purveyors from. That all is much more local than on the corporate level.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that would be Gary Musich from Visit
Atlantic City.
Yeah. Right, and that's an economic development organization.
Right.
So with that, how long you been here with these guys here at the Nugget? I'm
fairly new. I started a little less than a year ago. I have a long history in Atlantic City, over 30 years in town, from both the operations side and the sales side.
And it's all been in the F&B hospitality spaces?
Correct. Yeah.
So you're a son of Atlantic City, born and bred?
Born and raised 15 miles outside Northfield.
Oh, okay, Northfield, little town in Northfield.
Yeah.
Yep, not far from here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what is, and I think you and I have spoken briefly, and I know you get involved in the community out here, outside of business. The Golden Nugget's involved in the community.
Absolutely, yeah. We support a lot of the nonprofits. We're very active and involved in the, whether it be a Chamber of Commerce or the Metropolitan Business Citizens Association. We support local charities such as, the ARC. Is one of those that are very near and dear to our hearts. Boys and Girls Club. Okay. So we're always out there supporting Atlanta Care Foundation, Shore Memorial Hospital.
Right. So
being good community partners.
Good community partners. I think that's like one of the things, like community, whether they're small business or they're out there working, they always see the big brands and they don't think the big brands are involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of people miss that. Like,
I agree.
You know, that PR tends to go into this section of the newspaper that's for the community section. It's not always front page news, so people don't realize.
Very true.
You guys really give back a lot to the community.
Right,
you know?
and we encourage our executives to take leadership roles in these nonprofits. And
oh, okay. Yeah, we met a gentleman. I think he's your night manager, Devon.
Oh, okay.
We met him last night.
Great guy.
Yeah, he was talking about how he's involved with a not-for-profit organization.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
And personally, from a selfishly, I should say, we have a whole campaign of bring it home. So if Devon has a nonprofit that he works with and he's on the board, they may have an annual fundraiser that we could host a dinner here. So a lot of times it's that my brother's a district manager of this nonprofit organization, and we'll say, hey, have you ever thought about bringing it here, for their fundraiser?
Yeah. And you're part of that fundraiser, so you're helping them organize it, or
helping them organize it. We'll create a menu that's within their budget, make sure help them promote it. Maybe discounted overnight rooms, things like that, to kind of support them to make a very successful event.
So so you're supporting the community, and it's funny because when you said help promote it, it just flipped me back to when I talked to your PR person, Alicia, this morning.
Oh, right.
Right. So we're doing the event here, and we were talking, and we're a small business technically. right?
Yeah, right.
Just like anybody else. And you guys, your PR people said, yes, send us they send us your schedule, send us the content, like we'll put it out
and we
there.
can help push it out.
Yeah, so that's, and because I not to disparage any other venues, because I can't make enemies, right? But there's just some venues that they don't do that. They put it on their big board and call it a day.
Right.
You guys aren't. So
no, we're here to partner with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a good partnership for the November event.
Yeah,
We're
it
looking
is.
forward to
And
that.
I'm putting you on camera now because we
All
got
right.
another event we're trying to figure out. A
Yep.
couple more with you guys.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. But the focus is the November event. So we chose the Nugget basically because you, as you're in an executive role, right? You can stay behind the curtain.
Right.
I mean, you technically can, right? You
Yeah,
can tell
I
everybody
bet,
else.
right?
You can have minions and be like, "Go minion," right? You could do that. But we came to PR Atlantic.
The council.
Yeah, the council luncheon, the PR Council of Atlantic City luncheon, and you were out there meeting and greeting every member as they walked through the door, telling them where to go.
Well, that's part of the hospitality industry.
Yeah, that's
So-
but you could be behind the curtain. That's the
that's
thing.
no fun in that.
No, there might not be, but the beauty of it was you were, as an executive, you were still out in front with the team.
Yeah.
You
But I learned very early on in my career is, in sales, I'm making promises that I'm relying on the front desk to deliver, and the waiters and waitresses to deliver, and the bellmen and the doormen. And so if you can get everybody going in the right direction and everybody understanding hospitality and service, everybody wins.
Yeah, and that's a great actually model for any small business, is that the leadership is out there actually leading by example.
Right.
I agree. You were out there, and we met you that day, and Mark's like, we should talk to him because we were looking for a venue, right? And then we set up. We met you. We were happy to meet you. We set up a meeting. We thought you were going to throw us out.
No,
right?
never.
Because we were like, hey, here's our idea, and you probably throw us out because I don't want to pay for nothing. You're like, I'm listening.
We'll
listening.
figure it. We'll figure it out.
And that's an example of really working with the small business community that we just fell in love with, because that's our mission. Like
Great.
You guys were, and again, it wasn't just because we're doing business with you. I mean, we've seen the way you treat guests. You know
Well,
what I
thank
mean?
you. Appreciate
So
that.
there's definitely for us that hit home for
Which
us.
I always say,
Yeah.
we're a small business.
Right.
We've been in business for 20 years almost.
Right.
But we wish we had us when we first started.
Yeah.
business.
Right. That's a good way to phrase that.
Yeah.
I travel a lot personally myself too, and when I go into hotels, and it's about the hospitality business, and some companies make it the hostility business, and you can't have that.
That's
just
true.
can't have
Is that an industry insider term?
No,
You just
no,
made that up.
just-
It's an industry
It's-
insider
yes,
term
it
now.
is. It is
So
now.
we're gonna have to run with
It's
that.
trending.
It's about
Yeah.
hospitality, not
Not
hostility.
So
hostility.
if you say that, you gotta say about Jim Zeres.
Okay.
By
no,
Jim
that's
Zeres.
okay.
It's about hospitality, not
Please
hostility.
feel free to run with it.
We're gonna put that. It's Jim Zeres. No, so we're really happy that you're on mission with us. We find that amazing as an organization, and as an individual, we appreciate you guys. You taking care of us.
It's
And
about partnerships.
yeah, it really is, and it's gonna be
relationships,
awesome.
and-
It's gonna be
yeah.
awesome. And we appreciate that you're in the community too. Again, I think that a lot of people see a big label and they don't get to really see that. They just see the big label.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's we'll
Well-
make sure that we get the word out. It's about hospitality, not hostility.
Right.
So
It's easy.
Yeah. So can you give anybody, whether it's small businesses or maybe small business traveler, what's a word of advice you want to give them about?
Well, where we kind of measure our success is if I can bring somebody into the Golden Nugget for the first time, whether it be they're attending a conference or a trade show, and then they come back with their family
Yeah.
socially. That is absolutely a win for us, because they get a good feel. They know that this would be a nice place to spend the weekend with my spouse or my kids, and go to the dinner, because You know, you might be sitting at a banquet dinner and then walking by Vic and Anthony's or the Chart House and be like, you know, looking at the menu and saying, I'd love to come back here. So that's a win for us. If we can get somebody from business to come back socially, you know, that just mushrooms.
And I think that's also a great, you know, pearl wisdom for any business, that model right there. Right. If you're doing one thing, if you could get them to bring their family, you could come
Right.
back in another way.
Yeah.
That's really a benchmark of your, you know, you've achieved something.
And sometimes you start off small. So whether it be a corporate or a state association, we'll host a small meeting for 10 people, for instance. But they'll turn out to have an annual conference for 500.
Yeah.
But they had a good experience. They got a chance to see the facilities, see the infrastructure, and realize, you know what, this is be a go for the bigger one.
Yeah, it's amazing too. You talk about experience. Brand experience is what makes the brand, right? So
Right.
like that feeling, that good memory trigger. And when we sat down to talk to you about the conference, we're like, how do we make our guests feel good? You know, like that was something you and I discussed.
Sure.
You know, on that day, on that event, for those 2 nights, what can we do to
make them feel special?
Yeah, and you guys
Yeah.
are sitting down working with us, and we think that's amazing. But Jim, I want to thank you. If people want to get in touch, you know, where they could find it's Golden Nugget AC,
Correct, yeah.
goldennuggetac.com.
And then my name's Jim Zaris. I'm under the group and meeting section. So if I can answer any questions, please feel free. Reach out to me.
And I got to put in a plug for the staff and other managers here and everybody else. It's not just, and Jim, we want everybody to contact you.
Absolutely,
But if you
yeah.
can't get in touch with Jim, everybody here is amazing. I got to be quite
Thank
honest
you.
with you.
Yeah.
So you could check them out, Golden Nugget AC. This is a really great spot. It's on the marina in Atlantic City. It's got fantastic views
views.
of Atlantic City, and you're doing a bunch of renovations.
Great, yeah, we're
right?
very excited to just get our first floor back in order, completely renovated. We'll have 2 more floors within the next 2 weeks, and then after Labor Day, we'll keep going.
Yeah, and we're in the beautiful, we'll probably have video of it, but we're in a villa, which is just, it is the, you know, if you're like
High roller suite.
high roller suite, so
Yeah.
if you can, you know, if you could twist Jim's arm for a tour of it, just to get the flavor, you're going to want to come to it.
Absolutely.
But folks, tune into our next episodes of Biz Talk. Follow us, like, share. Follow these guys on social media, Golden Nugget Atlantic City, because they're always got great specials and are doing amazing things. And need you guys to go out there and make some shit happen.
All right. Thank you, sir.
The reason also that Jim Proof is for the small business, that they're raffling off a brand new BMW, they guarantee you're not going to win.
Guarantee.
I got it on